What's up guys, it's me Tyrox and welcome back on this channel. Yes, we've got another video. I mentioned it on Twitter before. We're gonna start a new WWE2k16 universe mode. Now before all of you go crazy, because of course 2k17 is right around the corner, this is more of a pilot project to see how it really works out. I did a 2k16 universe mode on my stream, of course, link is in the description to the stream, twitch.tv/tyroxes. And I was debating the last few weeks over whether it would be better or more beneficial to the universe mode to do it on stream or YouTube. My idea is that on YouTube I just have more opportunities and better opportunities and possibilities to give you guys the storylines, because I started writing a lot of storylines myself, and implementing them on stream is just a lot harder than it is on YouTube, as for the simple reason that I can do cuts and stuff on YouTube, and on Twitch you just see everything live, the preparation I have to do to give you guys the storylines and such, so that gives quite a lot of that away usually. So I thought, why not give it a try for YouTube, and then after we have done this universe mode, or after we've been through quite some time in this universe mode, we can then decide when or where the real universe mode on 2k17 is gonna be, if it is gonna be on stream or YouTube. This is episode number 0 or -1, probably 0, because the draft is gonna be episode 1, then it's gonna start properly with gameplay and such on episode 2, so a bit of a spoiler there already. We're gonna have a draft themed universe. I'm gonna explain how the draft works later. I'm gonna work you through championships, pay-per-views, and rosters in this video. I was debating whether to do it like in-game or with the graphics that I ended up doing it, or that I will end up doing it with, just because I think on the graphics you have a better visual usually of what's going to happen, what is there and what is where and such. And you can just pause it easier to like reread yourself if you need to. So I guess we're gonna go straight into it. As I said, I'm gonna do this without facecam first, just because I forget things, and this way I have an easier time doing it off the graphics and stuff. Because if I do it with facecam, reading off script, I don't like reading off script like word for word, and if I don't, I forget things, so I'd rather do it that way and can basically cut things out or cut things in if I have to. But let's get straight into it. We're gonna start off with the championships, with the belts on the line. We're gonna have one episode of Raw, one episode of SmackDown Live, one episode of NXT, of course, per week. Monday Raw, Tuesday SmackDown, Wednesday NXT, just like in real life now. We're gonna have the new Raw, the new SmackDown Live, and NXT just as usual. Belts on Raw, of course, are gonna be the WWE Universal Championship and the United States Championship. Then we have the WWE World Tag Team Championships and the WWE Women's Championship. I don't know if I can rename existing titles. If I can, I will rename them to the Raw Women's and Tag Team titles, because they have been renamed in real life now, as well as to their counterparts, the SmackDown versions. If I can, I think we can get around with still having them as the WWE World and the WWE Women's Championship respectively. SmackDown Live, then of course, as you might have expected, the WWE World Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and the SmackDown Women's and Tag Team belts. On NXT, of course, NXT Championship, NXT Tag Championship, and the NXT Women's Championship. Fun fact there, I just saw it the other day. Why the fuck can you not buy the NXT Women's Championship in the WWE shop? That's the only belt you cannot buy, and I don't know why. But that's not the here nor there. We're going to move on to the pay-per-view schedule now. And we're going to have loads of pay-per-views. Of course, with the brand split now, you have separate pay-per-views every now and then, pretty much most of the year. And we're going to have a similar schedule. I took some of the schedule from what WWE have released already, but they have only released the rest of the pay-per-view schedule for this year. So I had to reinvent the schedule for myself a bit. If that one differs then to what WWE released at some point, to be honest, I don't mind. I think mine is going to be, or ours is going to be better anyways, but we'll see. So, to briefly explain the graphic to you, in the top left you can see red is Raw, blue SmackDown, of course, the green one is both brands. You have April, May, June, July, August, so on and so forth. The left part of the month is always written in red, while the red part is in blue if it is split. So that means the pay-per-view that is on the top left usually of that month is the Raw one. On the bottom right is the SmackDown one. That means for April, Fastlane is Raw, Payback is SmackDown. May, Extreme Rules is Raw, Armageddon is SmackDown. Those are 4 pay-per-views that have not been released by WWE so far, so I have basically decided to put them there myself. June is Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is the only one that we're gonna share, so cross-branded pay-per-view. That is not the case for real life, because I want to have only one Money in the Bank match, basically, because I think it creates an interesting dynamic for the whoever holds the title, or the Money in the Bank briefcase rather, to be able to cash it in on both brands. So we'll see what happens there, but as I said, Money in the Bank is going to be shared, so 3 guys from SmackDown, 3 guys from Raw, most probably in the Money in the Bank match. Then July we have Battleground on Raw, Unforgiven for SmackDown. August we have SummerSlam, which is of course shared as it is one of the big 4 pay-per-views. Then September we've got Clash of Champions and Backlash, just like in real life. October Hell in a Cell No Mercy, just like in real life. November is the shared Survivor Series. December, just like in real life, Roadblock for Raw, TLC for SmackDown. That's just like in real life. Then January, Royal Rumble is of course shared, so 15 each. We'll see. I don't know. We'll just see what the storyline gives us. February is going to be Elimination Chamber for Raw and No Way Out for SmackDown. I just got a bit excited about that Elimination Chamber coming back there for a second. March is going to be WrestleMania, of course, the big one. And yeah, those are the pay-per-views. Then, of course, starting again from April, Fastlane, Payback, so on and so forth. Now, the interesting part, the rosters. We will have per draft, the NXT roster will be set. So that is why I'm going to show you the NXT roster next. This is going to stay mostly like that. The other people are all free agents. Just like in real life, basically, they have been more or less free agent because they've been drafted to Raw and SmackDown. It's going to be the same way for us, but we'll get to the WWE roster in a second. NXT first, and we're going to have Divas, Alexa Bliss, Aaliyah, Asuka, Bayley, Billie Kay, Carmella, Eva Marie, Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose, Nia Jax, and Peyton Royce. You'll ask now, what? Bayley, Eva Marie, who's Nia Jax, and Carmella, Alexa Bliss, all are on the main roster now. Yes, we're gonna do the NXT roster pre-draft. That's because we're gonna have some NXT picks for the main rosters again. So we're just gonna reset it to pre-draft and then see who gets drafted to the main roster and who stays down there for now. Superstars are going to be Akam, one half of the Authors of Pain, of course, Andrade Cien Almas, Angelo Dawkins, who's going to form a tag team with Sawyer Fulton as well. We're going to have Austin Aries, we're going to have a Big Cass, of course, one half of Enzo and Cass, obviously, Bobby Roode, Mr. Glorious is on there, Buddy Murphy, one tag team with Wesley Blake. Still, they have been split numerous times now in real life. We're going to have them as a tag team for now at least. We'll see what happens. Another one half of a tag team, Chad Gable. Of course, American Alpha there. Dash Wilder, one half of The Revival. Then we have Elias Sampson, Enzo Amore. The other half there, Finn Balor, of course, still in NXT. Then Hideo Itami, Jason Jordan, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, Mojo Rawley. One half of the Hype Bros, which we're not going to include unless Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder end up on the same show. Because if I do include them as a tag team straight away, that will then make them appear on like Raw or SmackDown every now and then as a tag team, and I don't want that. As Mojo Rawley is on NXT and Zack Ryder will be on rather SmackDown or Raw. Then we've got No Way Jose, of course, Rezar, the other half of the Authors of Pain, for those of you guys who don't know. Rhino, we've got Samoa Joe, Sawyer Fulton, we've got Scott Dawson, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Ty Dillinger, and Wesley Blake. Quick disclaimer there in terms of the belts, every title is going to be vacated, so that will make the very first month very, very interesting, as we're going to have to crown 11 new champions, counting the tag team champions as one. We're going to crown 11 brand new champions, and that's going to be like very interesting. Who's going to be the first ever WWE Universal title champion for us? Who's going to be the first ever Intercontinental champion for us? So on and so forth. Now, WWE roster. will not bear too many surprises, I think, if any at all, because it's mostly just the WWE roster as it is, but we've got most of the people that are on the WWE roster, I want to say. We've got, in terms of divas, Alicia Fox, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Naomi, Natalia, Paige, Sasha Banks, Summer Rae, and Tamina, of course, possibly going to be joined by one or two NXT divas. We've got superstars. We've got Aiden English, AJ Styles, Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Big E, Big Show, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Cesaro, Chris Jericho, Kurt Hawkins, who hasn't debuted yet, I want to say, maybe by the time this episode airs, who knows. Darren Young, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Epico, Eric Rowan, Fandango, Goldust, Jack Swagger, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, of course, Jinder Mahal, John Cena, Kalisto, Kane, Carl Anderson, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Connor, Luke Gallows, Luke Harper, Mark Henry, Neville, Primo, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, R-Truth, Rusev, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Shelton Benjamin, Simon Gotch, Sin Cara, The Miz, Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze, Victor Xavier Woods, and Zack Ryder. Of course, as you might have seen by the superstars already, the tag teams therefore going to be the Ascension, Breezango, the Club, Golden Truth, A New Day, the Shining Stars, Usos, the Vaudevillains, and the Wyatt family. Now, I'm gonna explain you first how the draft works now, and then we're gonna go to one last graphic to close this video out in, hopefully soon-ish, as we're already 11 minutes into that, so without any further ado, the draft is gonna work as follows. As I said already, the NXT roster is set. It is pre-real life draft, so you've seen the roster already. The roster is gonna stay for most part like this. Then you're gonna have one pick at a time alternating between the two shows, Raw and SmackDown Live, so not 3 for Raw, 2 for SmackDown as it was on the real WWE, just because we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have 5 matches per show each, so we basically have the same time on both shows, unlike it is in the WWE. Then the first pick gets selected randomly, so I'm gonna go on to random.org, select a number between 1 and 2, possibly do, say, Raw is number 1, SmackDown is number 2, and then just see who gets first pick. Simple as that. 6 picks in total will be made from the NXT rosters. If that is 6 picks for SmackDown and none for Raw, or 3 for SmackDown and 3 for Raw, that does not matter. It's 6 picks in total. As soon as 6 people from the NXT roster have been drafted, NXT roster is basically locked and will stay as it is. We're gonna have 4 male choices and 2 divas is that. So we're gonna draft 2 divas and 4 males. Males could also be a tag team. For example, American Alpha, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura. 4 picks, even though it's 5 people with Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. Excuse me. You've got 4 picks per show, so in total 8 from the International Stars selection that I'm going to show you. That's the graphic I'm going to show you after this. The picks from there will be selected at random. So we're going to have a selection of international stars. Who this is going to be, we're going to see in a second. We're going to have 8 picks in total from that. And if a GM says, I want a international star pick, I'm then going to select a number between 1 and how many. I'm not sure. I think it's around 56 picks, I want to say. So between 1 and 56. And then look who I got, basically. And then they will get it. They will have no influence who they're going to get, but they're going to get somebody. And I want to say there is no real bad pick in those, but we'll see. You can judge for yourself in the second. Tag team and Divas division will be split over on SmackDown, just like in real life, as well as tag teams, of course, be drafted as one, unless the GM specifies to only draft one of the team. For example, SmackDown goes, I only want Bray Wyatt of the Wyatt family. Then they'll only get Bray Wyatt. The rest of the 3, so Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, can still be drafted as 3 as the Wyatt family from then on. Everyone from the WWE roster will be assigned to either Raw or SmackDown, so we're going to draft as long as we've got people on the rosters or on the free agent section. Everyone will get drafted, and after all the superstars, that's an interesting twist, I think, will have been drafted, either roster to either roster, both GMs will name one of the number 1 contenders for each title of the show. So let's say somebody's Raw GM, they're gonna assign one number 1 contender for the Universal title, one number 1 contender for the US title, and one for the tag and women's title each. So we're gonna have one of the number 1 contenders for the falling pay-per-view already set up. Of course, that doesn't mean that it's all gonna be just 2 number 1 contenders or anything, but they're gonna name one of them. And just as I mentioned the GMs right now, the GMs are only specific to the shows during the draft. After the draft is gone and the universe begins, every viewer of this show, of this universe mode, will be able to influence the universe in terms of, if you want to see storylines, if you have an idea for a storyline, you can post it in the comments down below. Hell, if you've got ideas right now for NXT, as NXT is the only set roster, we could think about storylines already. Post them in the comments down below. I will note them down, all of them, and we might get through to do them eventually. And then, of course, I'll give credit to the people that created that storyline if I was to use it. But we're gonna pretty much book everything ourselves. Also, if you want to see, maybe as it is in real life now, you would say Cesaro is not getting used enough. I want to see more Cesaro. Post in the comments down below and I will see what I can do to change that. And of course, you will be influencing everything in this universe. Just tell me what you want to see, what you want to see change, who you want to see used, what you want to see done and stuff. And then we'll see what gets done. In fact, of course, I would balance it off maybe the thumbs up and the ratings of the comment to see if a lot of people agree. So if you see an idea down below that is similar to yours, maybe just thumbs that up and I will see, okay, somebody else likes that as well. So we're gonna have a deeper look into that. So, and of course, I've spoken to some viewers of the stream so far already for the draft. So we're gonna have the people that draft already, but depending on how far we get through the universe, by time we're gonna start a 2K17 universe, we might have another draft. And it might be one of you guys drafting then. We'll see what that turns out to be once it is the case. But now onto the International Stars roster to finish it up. And there's some big names on there. A lot of them might be very, very unlikely to happen in real life, but this is a fantasy universe, so who the fuck cares what's likely in real life? We've got the monies to sign those stars, I don't even care. We've got, you'll see on the left in a second, we've got superstars from New Japan, from Lucha Underground, RH, WCPW, TNA, pretty much from all around the world. And remember, 8 of those will be signed to either roster at random though. So you cannot be like, okay, I want EC3. That's not possible. But the roster consists of Adam Cole, the new RH champion. Aaron Rex, of course, formerly known as Damian Sandow. Will he make a quick return? We'll see. We've got Big Damo, one of the few people from the internet sensation that is WCPW. We've got Bobby Lashley, the current TNA World Champion. Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. We've got the Bullet Club. There's tag teams in there as well. Just to point that out, the Bullet Club is consisting of Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale in this situation. So you've got 2 of the Bullet Club basically. You've got Cage, you've got Carlito, you've got Chavo Guerrero Jr., you've got Chris Hero, Christopher Daniels, CM Punk, probably the most unlikely one of all of those, but we've got him on there. Cody Rhodes, Colt Cabana, DK, a tag team from TNA, consisting of Abyss and Crazy Steve. We've got Dr. Wagner Jr., Drago, Drew Galloway, EC3 as mentioned earlier, El Ligero, another one of WCPW. We've got Phoenix, Frankie Kazarian, we've got Goldberg, we've got Grado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Jay Lethal, the old RH World Champion, we've got Joe Hendry, we've got Johnny Mundo, John Morrison, we'll see. If you want to see Johnny Mundo or John Morrison, post in the comments down below which one you want to see. Jushin Thunder Liger, Katsushika Okada, Kenny Omega, King Cuerno, Kurt Angle, Martin Kirby, another one from WCPW, of course, Marty Skrull, one of the hottest talents, one half of the probably hottest feud all over the indie scene in Europe right now, the villain Marty Skrull, Matanza Cuero, we've got Matt Sydal, of course, formerly known as Evan Bourne, we've got Michael Elgin, Mil Muertes, we've got Moose, Motor City Machine Guns being Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, we've got MVP Montelvin Tavis Porter, we've got Pentagon Jr., we've got PJ Black, we've got Red Dragon, which is, of course, Bobby Fish, and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. We've got Rey Mysterio Jr. We've got Ricochet. I was debating if I should take Prince Puma or Ricochet. I decided to go with Ricochet because why the fuck not? We've got RVD, Rob, and then we've got Tejano. The Briscoe brothers, of course, Mark and Jay Briscoe. The Wolves being Dave Richards and Eddie Edwards. Of course, formerly known as the American Wolves, but then became the Wolves at TNA. We've got the Young Bucks, so Nick and Matt Jackson. And then we've got Tomohiro Ishii, the stiffest guy out there. We've got Tyrus, formerly known as Brodus Clay. And we've got Will Ospreay, the other half of the feud between him and Marty Scurll. This is the International Stars roster. 8 of those are going to get signed to the main roster. I'm very excited for the draft. The draft, of course, is going to be the next video. So thank you very, very much for watching this one. I hope I didn't forget anything. If you have any questions, post them in the comments down below, and I will sure to clear those up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you haven't already and are pumped for this insane WWE2k16 universe. That's it for me. Have a good one and peace out.